Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome everyone. So we are going to start our class with the opening prayer. Can I request a student for the opening prayer?
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, our first student is G711.
G711.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
How are you?
Okay, can you please make sure that you're sitting in a quiet place? There was some background noise. Can we pick another student in the meanwhile?
Yes, G808.
G808. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine too. Jazakallah for asking. Okay, can you read Auz Billah and then I will change the page so you can read the prayer.
Okay. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi zidni ilma.
Okay, let's try that one more time. Remember when we have a ya sakin and the previous letter has a kasra, what do we have to do? We have to prolong it for
2
seconds. That's right. Okay, let's try this again. Rabbi zidni ilma. Okay, and the translation?
Oh my Lord, increase me in knowledge. Taha, verse 115.
Jazakallah asmal jaza. Please mute yourself. Okay, I will go through the class etiquettes now. Just a quick reminder, I hope everyone did wuzu before joining the class. Make sure that your clothes are clean and that your head is covered with a scarf or a cap throughout the class. Very important, you should be sitting in a quiet place, especially when you get a turn on the mic, so that other people can hear you clearly as well. Otherwise, we'll have to mute you and pick someone else. Okay, so it will be really unfortunate. So please make sure you're sitting in a quiet place. We do hope that a parent or an elder sibling is sitting with you so that they can help you if you need. And lastly, make sure that you've joined with your correct student ID. Otherwise, you might be placed in the waiting room. Okay, so we need to know that you are in fact a student on this course. If we can't verify that with your student ID, then we'll have to put you in the waiting room. Okay, so today is Tuesday, second class of this week. Yesterday, you guys did work rule practice, and today we are going to do a new rule. It's a miscellaneous rule about alif zaida. So alif zaida just means extra alif or additional alif. Okay, we'll look at it in a bit. And after that, after practicing exercise 22.1 from the book Talimul-Quran, we will practice using text from Holy Quran. And today we are going to use Surah An-Nasr specifically. Okay, so those of you who do have Talimul-Quran at home, you can find today's lesson on page 88. Okay, so exercise 22.1 is on page 88 of Talimul-Quran. Okay, so let's get into it. So as I said, it's one of the miscellaneous rules. When you are reading the Holy Quran, those of you who are reading the Holy Quran, sometimes you would come across words that contain a blank alif. Okay, an alif which doesn't have any stroke. Okay, fatha, kasra, dhamma or sukoon, nothing. And there is a maftuh letter before the blank alif. Okay, so some words contain a blank alif after a maftuh letter, and this blank alif is either in between the word or at the end of a word. Okay, the rule about this blank alif, alif zaida, is that it must not be pronounced. Okay, we have to treat it as a silent letter. So sometimes in English, we have words, right? For example, the word night. Okay, it starts with K, K-N-I-G-H-T, right? But when we say the word, we don't pronounce the letter K at the start. So we treat that K as a silent letter. So this is similar to that. Okay. So this alif zaida, this excessive alif, is usually marked with a cross, X, or a sukoon. So in some writing styles of some Quran, there is an X on top of the alif. In others, there is a sukoon, and there is also, it is also written, the word alif zaida is written in the margin to indicate that we have to ignore the alif has to be silent. Okay, the margin is basically on the side of the text, just bear with me. So as you can see here, so in Quran, there's a black line here, and then next to the black line, there's a white area. Okay, so alif zaida will be written there to basically to facilitate the readers, to help us, okay, to help you and me who are not the speakers of Arabic language. Okay, Arabic is not, it's not our mother tongue. So we need these rules. Now we are going to have a look at some examples. Okay, so before we do that, let me recap everything. Sometimes there is an excessive alif. It can either be in between words or at the end of a word, and it is always it always appears after a maftuh letter. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a blank alif, and the previous letter is maftuh. It is carrying a fatha. Okay, so you can identify it this way. In this second example as well, you can see a blank alif, and the previous letter is a maftuh letter. Okay, once you have identified that it is in fact excessive alif, it is alif zaida, then you have to make sure that when you are saying the word, you don't pronounce it. Okay, so this is how it's written in the Holy Quran. Okay, when you read the Holy Quran, when you're doing recitation, this is what it will be written as. Okay, this is the way of writing, and the way we pronounce it is this. Aw-ya-fu-wa. Okay, so do not make the mistake of treating it like a alif mad. Okay, it is not an alif mad, because remember, alif mad also has a maftuh letter before it. Okay, but this is not alif mad. So there are very few examples of alif zaida, and they're all compiled in this exercise. Okay, that's why it comes under the miscellaneous rules. Okay, so when we are pausing, remember we covered the rules of waqf as well. So if we were to waqf on this word, if we were to pause on this word, we would say it as aw yarfu. Okay, you see how the fatha changed into sukoon because I was pausing. Okay, because I was doing waqf. Okay, let's look at the second example. So again, this is how it will be written in the Holy Quran. Okay, but when I recite it, I will say Umamulli tatluwa. Okay, I'm going to completely ignore the blank alif, and I'm not going to pronounce it. Okay, And again, the same rule applies if I'm to pause on this word. This is the original word. If I'm to pause on it, I would say umamulli tatlu. Okay, so again the fatha changes into sukun. So let's have some students now to practice the whole exercise. Can I request SD? Jazakallah.
Yes, our next student is G729.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam warahmatullah. How are you today?
I'm good, fine. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine too. Are you understanding the lesson okay so far?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So here is a word. Okay. How would you read this word in continuation?
Aw ya'fuwa.
Excellent. Well done. So the way we read it in continuation is like this. It's almost as if the alif is not there. We are going to treat it as a silent letter and it will not be pronounced. And how would you read it if we were to pause on this word? If you were out of breath and you decide to pause on this word, how would you read it?
Aw ya'fuwa.
Okay, that's how you would read it in continuation. When you are pausing,
Aw ya'fuwa.
أو يعفو.
Aw ya'fu.
Okay, we have to prolong this for 2 seconds. Do you know why?
Yes.
Can you tell everyone?
Pardon me?
Can you tell everyone why we have to prolong this for 2 seconds? Do you know what?
Second.
So we have a vowel here.
Wow, second.
Yeah, it is a vowel sakin. And because the previous letter has a dhamma, this is not just any other vowel sakin, it's a very special one. It is a mad letter in this case. So that's why we are prolonging it for 2 seconds. Okay, and here we are prolonging it because it's waw lean, because previous letter has a fatha. Okay, next word. How would you read this in continuation?
Umamulitatlu.
Okay, so the way we will read it in continuation is written here. Okay, we are basically reading it as it is, just ignoring the blank alif at the end. Okay, so umamullitatluwa.
Umamulitatluwa.
And how would you read it if we were to pause on it?
Umamulitatlu.
Again, what do we have to do at the end?
Two.
That's right. Try again.
Umamulitatlu.
Okay, that was much better. Jazakallah. Okay, can we have another student?
Yes, our next student is G803.
G802. Assalamu alaikum.
It was G803, but I think there's a problem with the mic, so we'll choose G716.
Okay, G716. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you today? Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Are you understanding the lesson okay so far?
Yeah.
Okay, it's simple, right? You just have to ignore the blank alif, the excessive alif at the end. Okay, so
Okay.
how would you read this word in continuation. Start with Bismillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So you want me to read the one which is highlighted?
Okay, so this is the actual word. This is how it will be written in the Holy Quran. How would you read it when you are reading it in continuation? Remember, you have to just ignore the blank alif at the end. So how would you read it?
Lot do
Okay, you can repeat after me. لن ندعو.
lanadu.
Okay, that's how we will read it in continuation. Now, if we were to pause on it, then the fatha on the waw will change into
Shakun.
that's right. So then we are going to read it as لن ندعو.
Lanadu.
Very good. Okay, so now next example. So this is how it will appear in the Holy Quran when you are reading it in continuation. Okay, so basically this example, it is in Surah Naml, okay, verse 93. So when you're reading verse 93 and let's say you're out of breath, you have to pause on this specific word. You are going to, how are you going to read it? You're going to read it as?
You're going to read it as
Okay, so we will read it as وَأَنْ أَتْلُو. Okay, let's break it down. وَأَنْ أَتْلُو. Very good. So that's how we will read it if we were to pause on it. If we weren't pausing it, then we'll just read it as it is. وَأَنْ أَتْلُوَ. Okay, very good. Jazakallah. Okay, can we have another student?
Yes, our next student is G717.
Assalamu alaikum, G717.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
Good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm fine. Jazakallah for asking. Okay, do you understand today's rule?
Yes.
Okay, so remember, when we are reading words which have an excessive alif at the end, you just ignore the excessive alif. Okay, do not pronounce it. So, would you like to repeat after me?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say this first as if we are reading it in continuation, and then if we were to pause on it. Okay, so in continuation, we'll read it as Reballiyarbuwa.
Reballiyarbuwa.
Okay, very good. Reballiyarbuwa.
Reballiyarbuwa.
Excellent. So that's how we will read it in continuation. Now, if we were to pause on it, the fatha will change into
Vertical fatha.
no, the fatha will change into sukoon. That's right. Okay, so we'll read it as Reballiyarbu.
Reballiyarbuwa.
Okay, that's how we read it in continuation. Now we are trying to practice how we will read it in waqf. Okay, when we pause. Ribaliyarbu.
Libal.
Have a look at this one.
Ribalia. Abu.
Okay, that was much better. Okay, next example. Same rule. Ignore the blank alif at the end. وَلَكِنْ لِيَبْلُوَ.
ولكن ليبلو.
Very good. That's how we will read it in continuation. So let's practice how we will read it in waqf. وَلَكِنْ لِيَبْلُوَ.
ولكن ليبلو.
Let's try that one more time. وَلَكِنْ
ولكن
لِيَبْلُوَ.
يبلو.
Very good. Let's put both of them together now. وَلَكِنْ لِيَبْلُوَ.
ولكن ليبلو.
Excellent. Well done. Jazakallah.
جزاك الله.
Let's try another student now.
Yes, our next student is G766.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. G766. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you today?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. And are you understanding the lesson fine?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So I'll just remind you, whenever there is an excessive alif at the end of a word, we just have to ignore it. Okay? So, would you like to repeat after me?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have this word here. I've highlighted it. When we are reading it in continuation, this is how we will read it. وَنَبْلُوَ. Okay, very good. Let's try that one more time. وَنَبْلُوَ. Okay. G766, can you see the word on the screen? Do you have it in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay, I've made it bigger, so hopefully you can see the letters as well. وَنَبْلُوَ. Okay, very good. Now, if we were to pause on this word, the fatha will change into sukoon. So we will say وَنَبْلُو. Okay, very good. Let's try the next example. Okay, so next example. Again, we have to do the same thing. Just ignore the alif at the end. Okay, it's highlighted in red. So in continuation, we read it as قوارير. Okay, very good. And if we were to pause on it, there are two ways. So either we can change the fatha into sukoon and we say قوارير. Very good. Or the other way is to treat the alif as a alif mad. Okay. قوارير. Okay, very good. Jazakallah sunal jaza. We'll have one more student for this exercise, and then we'll move on to Surah Nasr, inshallah.
Yes, Our next student is G727.
G727. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. Walaikum salam rahmatullah. Okay, we'll practice the last two words. Would you like to have a go by yourself?
Yes.
Okay. How would you read this word in continuation?
Warira.
Okay, almost perfect. This alif in between is, do you know what it is? What rule we have to apply here?
Alif. Madya. I'm not really sure.
That's right. That's right. So we have to prolong it for how long?
1 second.
No. So alif mad is supposed to be prolonged for 2 seconds. Would you like to try again?
Yes. Warira. Ra.
Okay. That is much better. Qawarira.
Kawarira.
Okay. Don't rush through the ya, because this ya is also ya mad. Okay. Previous letter has a kasra. So prolong this for just as long as the alif mad. Both of them are mad letters. Okay.
Kawarira.
Okay, that was much better. And how would you read it if you were to waqf on it? If you were to pause on it?
Kawarir.
Qawarir. Try.
Kawarir.
Okay, that was much better. Last example. How would you read this in continuation?
Samuda.
Okay, so remember the excessive alif at the end, we have to ignore it. Okay,
Yes.
Samuda, 1 second long.
Samuda.
Excellent. And if you were to pause on it?
Samud.
Okay, excellent. Jazakallah, Jazak. Okay, so before we move on to Surah An-Nasr, I'll quickly recap what we have learned today. So, sometimes in the Holy Quran, there are some words which end with a blank alif, and the blank alif is called an excessive alif. The rule for this blank alif is that it must not be pronounced. Okay, we have to treat it like a silent letter. Sometimes in some styles of the Holy Quran, this excessive alif is marked with an X. Okay, there is an X or a sukoon on top. But in other styles, there might be written alif zaida on the side, in the margin. Okay, to help us, to remind us that you have to ignore this excessive alif. And we looked at all of these examples. Okay, this here it tells you the reference where these examples are taken from, so that when you reach these chapters, these verses, you can remember that you have to apply this rule of excessive alif. You have to ignore this excessive alif. Okay. So today we are doing Surah An-Nasr. We are practicing Surah An-Nasr. I'll quickly recap some facts about Surah An-Nasr. Okay, so Surah An-Nasr is located in the 30th part of the Holy Quran. Okay, last part of the Holy Quran. It is 110th chapter of the Holy Quran. So as you know, the Holy Quran has 114 chapters in total. Okay, so it's like really close to the end. It has 4 verses in total. Okay, and the Holy Quran has 6,348 verses in total. It is made up of 1 ruku, Okay, so the 4 verses all together make 1 ruku. And the order of revelation of the surah is 114th. So it was revealed quite later to the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, so now we are going to practice reading Surah An-Nasr. Can I request the ST for a student?
Yes, G852 is our next student.
G852, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine too. Okay, we are going to practice Surah An-Nasr. I will read first and you can repeat after me. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And I just want to remind all the students that you can also repeat after me at home. Okay? You're muted, but it will be a good practice to repeat anyway. Okay? Okay, let's start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
إذا جاء
إذا جاء.
Okay, let's try that one more time. We are going to prolong this for 2 seconds. And do you know how long we have to prolong this?
4.
That's right, for at least 4 seconds. Okay? إذا جاء.
إذا جاء.
Very good. Nasrullahi.
Nasrullahi
Wal fath.
wal fath.
ورأيت الناس
ورأيت الناس.
Very good, excellent. Just remember, do you know what we have to do here?
No.
Okay, so we have a noon and it has a tashdeed. So first of all, we have to stress on it. We have to make a double sound. But because it's a noon, we also have to do what? We have to make a nasal sound. And we have to hold it for 2 seconds. So let's try this again. وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ.
ورأيت الناس.
Okay, don't rush through this. النَّاسَ.
الناس.
Okay, that was much better. يدخلون
يدخلون
في
في
دين الله
دين الله
أفواجا
أفواجا.
فسبح
فسبح
بحمد ربك
بحمد ربك
واستغفر
واستغفر
إنه
إنها كان.
كان.
كان
توابا.
توابا.
Excellent, well done. Jazakallah Ahsanul Jaza. Okay, please mute yourself. And can we have another student?
Yes, next student is G847.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. G847, assalamu alaikum.
I think we'll move to another student then. Okay.
Walaikum assalam warahmatullah. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So we are going to practice Surah An-Nasr. I will read first and you can repeat after me. Is that all right?
It's all right.
Okay, let's start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
إذا جاء
إذا جاء.
Okay, try to prolong this for a bit longer. Okay, if you can't, this is for all students. If you don't know how long to prolong for, then when you have to do 2 seconds, you close your fist, okay, and you open 2 fingers. That's how long you have to do it for. Okay, and when you have to do 4 seconds, you close your fist and open 4 fingers one by one, and the time it takes you, that's how long you have to prolong this for. Okay? So try practicing this way, and when you get old enough, then you won't have to do this. So let's try this one more time. إِذَا جَاءَ
إذا جاء
نصر الله
نصر الله
والفتح
والفتح
ورأيت الناس
والرعد والرعد.
Okay, let's break it down. ورأيت.
ورأيت.
Very good. Now, because the next letter is mushaddad, we have to join this voweled letter to the following mushaddad letter. Okay? وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ
الناس
يَدْخُلُونَ
يدخلون
في
في
دين الله
دين الله
أفواجا
أفواجا.
فسبح.
وسبح.
Okay, let's stress on the letter ba. فسبح
وسبح
بحمد
بحمد
ربك
ربك
واستغفر
واستغفر
إنه
إنه
كان
كان
توابا. Okay, Jazakallah Ahsanul Jaza. Please mute yourself and we will pick another student.
G841.
Can you please say that again?
Yes, it's G841.
Okay, Jazakallah. G841, Assalamu alaikum. G841, if you could please unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine too. Okay, so you have to repeat after me, and all the students who are in the class right now, you also have to repeat at home. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
إذا جاء
Iza jaa
نصر الله
nasrullahi
والفتح
wal fath
ورأيت الناس
wa ra'aitan nasa
يدخلون
yadkhuluna
في
fi
دين الله
dinillahi
أفواجا
afwaja
فسبح
fasabbih
بحمد
bihamdi
ربك
rabbika
واستغفر
wastaghfir
إنه
innahu
كان
kana
توابا
tawwaba.
Jazakallah Jaza. Please mute yourself and we'll pick another student.
Yes, our next student is G721.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. G721. G721, if you can please unmute yourself.
All right, then we'll choose another student. G743.
G743, Assalamu alaikum. G743, can you please unmute yourself?
Alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Is this G743?
Yes.
Okay, walaikum assalam warahmatullah. Okay, we are going to practice this. I'm going to read first and you can repeat after me. All right?
Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
إذا جاء
Iza jaa
نصر الله
nasrullahi
والفتح
wal fath
ورأيت الناس
wa ra'aitan nasa
يدخلون
yadkhuluna
في
fi
دين الله
fi dinillahi
أفواجا
أفواجا
فسبح
فسبح
بحمده
بحمد
ربك
ربك
واستغفر
واستغفر
إنه
إنه
كان
كان
توابا.
توابا.
Okay, Jazakallah Asna Jaza. So let's pick another student.
Yes, our next student is G747.
Assalamu alaikum, G747.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you today?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. So I'm going to read first and you have to repeat after me. Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay, let's start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
إذا جاء
إذا جاء.
Let's try to prolong this for a bit longer. إذا جاء
إذا جاء.
نصر الله
نصر الله
والفتح
والفتح
ورأيت الناس
ورأيت.
You have to join the two. الناس.
الناس.
Okay. Hold the nasal sound. الناس.
تنسى.
Okay. يدخلون
يدخلون
في دين الله
دين الله
أفواجا أفواجا فسبح
Assalamualaikum.
بحمده.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay. Walaikum Assalam. Who is this?
There was a student who unmuted himself. I muted him.
Okay, we'll continue.
Yes.
G747. فسبح
فسبح
بحمده
بحمد
ربك
ربك
واستغفر
واستغفر
إنه
إنه
كان توابا.
توابا.
Okay, we have to prolong this for 2 seconds. Tawwaba.
Tawaba.
Okay, that's fine. Inshallah, with practice, it will get better. ST, who was the student that just came?
Yes, so it was G721.
G721. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, G721. If we have some time, so we might be able to. Okay. So let's quickly go through the practice for the surah, okay?
Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
إذا جاء
إذا جاء
نصر الله
نصر الله
والفتح
والفتح
ورأيت الناس
ورأيت الناس.
Okay, do not rush from the ya sakin, okay, because the previous letter has a fatha. It makes this ya lean. We have to softly prolong it for 2 seconds. ورأيت.
ورأيت.
Now we have to join the two. ورأيت الناس
ورأيت الناس
يدخلون يدخلون
يدخلون
في دين الله دين الله أفواجا
أفواجا
فسبح
فسبح
بحمد
بحمد
ربك
ربك
واستغفر
واستغفر
إنه
إنه
كان
كان
توابا.
توابا.
Okay, Jazakallah Ahsanul Jazaa. So I will quickly go through the homework now. So the homework for tonight is to practice exercise 22.1. Okay, it's on page 88. It's the one that we practiced today. It's this one. Okay, exercise 22.1. So those of you who have the Talimul-Quran, you can use that. Otherwise, you should be able to find the PDF in the OneDrive. Okay, the other part of the homework is that you can go to Al-Islam, go to Holy Quran, and there is an option to basically listen to the tilawat verse by verse. So if you go to Holy Quran, Surah An-Nasr, there should be an option to listen to the audio of Surah An-Nasr. So listen to the audio, and then you also have to practice reciting Surah An-Nasr yourself. Okay, so that's the homework. And we are going to end the class now with the ending prayer. Can we have a student for the ending prayer?
Yes, G785.
Assalamu alaikum, G785.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Okay, can you please recite the ending prayer for everyone? Start with Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم ارحمني بالقرآن العظيم. O Allah, have mercy on me through the Quran the Great.
Jazakallah Ahsanul Jazaa. So with this, we are going to end our today's class, and we will see you all tomorrow, inshallah. Okay, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.